What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video where today we're gonna be speaking about transfers that have flopped this season or in the past 2 seasons, so this season and last season. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Number one, we're gonna go by the standings in the table. So number one, we're gonna go Arsenal. I think it's Fabio Vieira, and the reason I picked him is because he has only started one Prem game for Arsenal, and I would have expected him to start more, but he also has competition with Odegaard, who is miles better than him in my opinion. Today they played Man City and I don't know, Vieira was not it. They played them in the World Cup, FA Cup, and he was not it. Number two, we're gonna have Grealish for Man City, and personally I think he is a flop because he came to City for 100 million. That's a lot. That's a big price tag, and he needs to show up every game almost to show he's worth the money they bought him for. He hasn't lived up to it yet, but he is slowly getting into his form, and he's starting over Foden at the moment in almost all Man City's games, so he's picking up his form. Next place, we have third, which is Newcastle, and I'm gonna say Matt Target is the flop for Newcastle. He's only played 10 games, and 6 of those are off the bench. And I thought he would start over Dan Burn, but Dan Burn's been very good this season. So just leave Dan Burn where he is. It's working. So in next place, we have number 4, Man United. Now, this guy is Anthony or Antony. He's been a flop for Man United. I'm pretty sure he was signed for 100 million. He has 13 appearances and has scored 3 goals. And every time he gets the ball, I just see him getting the ball at his feet, just ball rolling all the way down the touchline. Or he does his backward scoop turn that he likes to do. People call him the fidget spinner, but yeah, I think he's a flop for Man United right now. And number 5, Tottenham. I'm gonna say Bryan Gill, he's actually meant to leave the club, I think, this transfer window, but I think he has been a flop for Tottenham. He's played 13 games for Spurs in the past 2 seasons, and he's only started 2 times, which means he came off the bench 11 times, and he hasn't scored 1 Prem goal yet. Madness. Number 6, we have Brighton. Now this striker Undav. And Undav has been a flop at Brighton for me. He's been there for 2 seasons. He's made 8 appearances for Brighton, and he's yet to score a goal. Madness once again. Once again, madness. And the flop for Fulham, in my opinion, is Kevin Mbabu. They brought him in from, I believe it was Wolfsburg, and he's been the flop of the season for Fulham, in my opinion. He was so good with Switzerland. Years ago, I remember watching him in the World Cup or Euro Cup, but now he has 6 appearances, and 5 of them are off the bench. Now, number 8, we have Brentford, and the flop of the season has been Strakosha. And this man has not made 1 appearance for the club. That's crazy. He signed, I believe, last season. And it's due to to an injury. He got an injury from saving a penalty, I believe, in training. So number 9, we have Liverpool, who the flop of the season for me is Fabio Carvalho. He has 11 appearances and 7 off the bench, and he has only scored 2 goals. But he's young, he's like 20 years old or so he still has time to improve. But Klopp hasn't given him that much of a chance. So yeah, it's not really good. Now we have 10th place Chelsea, and the flop of the season for me is Aubameyang. He has 11 appearances, 7 of them coming off the bench. And Aubameyang has only scored 1 Premier League goal all season. And number 11, we have Aston Villa. And for me, the flop of the season is Coutinho. For Aston Villa, that's my flop of the season. And he has started 5 games, and he's been subbed on 11 times. And Coutinho is yet still to get a goal this season. Now let's jump over to Crystal Palace in 12th place. Now I would say the flop of the season for Crystal Palace is Sam Johnstone. He joined from West Brom in the summer, and he has not started a game in the Premier League this season. 15th place is Nottingham Forest, and for me, Lingard takes the spot for flop of the season there. He has made 14 appearances, and 3 of those have been off the bench. And Lingard, yet another player who is yet to score a goal this Prem season. Now number 14 is Leicester, and for me the flop of the season is Fayez, the center back. Fayez signed from Reims, I think, in the summer. He has started 14 games this season, but made some huge mistakes, like he did against Liverpool. He scored 2 own goals. Now into number 15, we have Leeds, and for me, this is a player who signed, I believe, in the summer, and this is Sinisterra, the Colombian left mid or left winger. A lot of fans were excited when he joined. Like, even I was excited to see him play, but he only has 10 appearances, 4 of them being off the bench, and he only scored 2 goals this season. 16th, West Ham. For me, the flop of the season for West Ham is Cornet, and he has only 5 appearances this season, 1 start, and 4 being off the bench. And I thought he would be good, but he never got a chance for David Moyes. Now 17th place, we have Wolves. And for me, the flop of the season for Wolves has been Guedes. Once again, I was excited to see him play for Wolves. I thought he would do very well, but he was signed from Wolves he was signed by Wolves from Valencia, and Guedes has 13 appearances, 5 being off the bench, and he scored only 1 goal this whole season. Now into 18th, we have Bournemouth, and for me, the flop of the season has to be Ryan Fredericks. He came from West Ham. I expected him to do well, but he hasn't really done well, and he has 8 appearances for Bournemouth, and 3 of them have been off the bench. And number 19, we have Everton. Now, for me, flop of the season for Everton has to be Neil Maupay. Now, I thought this guy would come into the team and score loads of goals, but score goals for fun, but that just isn't the case. He has 13 appearances, 6 of them coming off the bench, and he only scored 1 goal as well this whole season. And number 20 is the last one with Southampton. And this player that I think has flopped is Joe Aribo. He came from Rangers FC from Scotland, and I expected him to score goals as well. But he has 18 appearances, 7 of them coming off the bench, and he only scored 2 goals this season. So many people, so many players just lacking those goals, or just not doing good enough. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who you think are the flops of the season in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.